What's up, guys? The Suicide Fox coming at you with another Escapist 2 Day 1 escape. This one ending up being a world record. That's right, #1 on the leaderboards, guys. Probably seeing it on your screen there, maybe in the beginning. I don't know. Somewhere at some point in this video, you will see the screenshot of it being #1 on the leaderboard. But this escape is called Rock, Hammer, and a Hard Place. And guys, let me tell you, I had to do this about 50 times to get a good run, and then when I would get a good run, something would fail and I'd have to do it over again. So this took a lot of effort to do this one. This map was really hard. Same thing with the perimeter break, which you guys will probably see later this week, or maybe alongside this one. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, so what we want to do for this is we want to go to this guy Smarty, and he is prisoner number 9 on your list. And I named him Smarty and gave him a cowboy hat so I could find him all the time. But he's going to give you some missions, and you have to gradually do all the missions in order to get the final item that you can use to break into the sewers and escape. We're also going to need to find a file, a duct tape, several duct tapes, 2 duct tapes in fact, and 3 files. So this first mission is pretty simple. It's just get me a book. So you got to go and find and get the book. You want to try and do most of the missions, the first 2 at least, before job time comes up, because you're going to want to be reading during job time. Now here I'm just going back to my desk and stashing all the stuff. I'm checking to see what I need. I don't really need the screwdriver, but I took it anyway, just because it's kind of good to have. So here I'm going to go back out to Smarty and get the next mission. We are going to, yeah, that guy in the cowboy hat. And he is going to give us another mission where we have to beat up a guard. Now sometimes this can work out really well, sometimes this can work out really bad. For me, it kind of worked out not so, kind of in between. As you can see, that guard is on the 2nd floor on that one building, the main building, which is where the guard room is, and you can't go in there unless you have the red key. So as I'm checking these, I'm kind of eyeing my map to see where he is. I'm eyeing to see if any guards come up, because the guards are really rough in this map. They will come up and they will beat you up when you, you know, do stuff in the prison cells. They will come to beat you up if you take anything, and they are pretty ruthless about it. So right here, we're going to beat up Officer Whitcomb. We're going to take the book and his shake. We're going to really need that. You guys always want to take the shake off the guards when you beat them up. Sometimes you might have to beat up a couple to take the shakes. But we're going to go back, and we're trying to get, we wanted to get that mission before these guards beat us up. So I'm just going to run out, and I'm actually running towards the med bay, just so that way the medics will come and get me a bit faster. So in this mission, we have to get rid of a file, and files are sometimes kind of hard to come by, and like I said before, we do need to get 3 files. So one thing you can do is if you use the file to craft something, it will count as the mission. It will count as being destroyed. So what I decided to do here is I decided to read just enough so that way I can use it to craft the flimsy cutters before I can, you know, that way I can get the mission and move on to the next one. So here I am just building up as much as I can in one shot, because you want to, you know, maximize your time on this map. That's kind of what this map is just really good time management. If you're not doing something, you should be doing something else. You do need to build 70 intelligence in order to craft the whip, which is the last mission. So you do need to be in the library every chance that you get before you can, you know, do your escape. Now I'm going to take the file in this desk and I'm going to use it to craft some cutters back in my room. I am actually debating if I wanted to flush it, because I was thinking that that guard might have seen me. So I was just getting ready to flush it, because if the guard catches you, it goes into the guard desk and you are kind of screwed at that point. Sometimes that can happen where the item that you need to get is actually already in that desk, or the guard you need to beat up is one of the SWAT guards, which is just a big like, not gonna happen. So whenever that would happen, I would literally just quit and restart the map. So now all I gotta find is one more duct tape, and then we are set, and then we gotta keep working on our intelligence and doing the missions. So I'm just trying to find Smarty. There he is. He's in the exercise room. Now here I'm having a bit of trouble trying to talk to him, because every time I try and talk to him I trigger something else, which is again going back to some issues I had with some of the controls in the game. I do wish they would have taken more time with playing with the controller rather than a mouse and keyboard, just because it seems like any developer that develops a game for PC and anything else just ignores that aspect completely, and it's kind of frustrating. They just assume that everything that works on a keyboard will work on a controller, and it just kind of doesn't. Anyway, so we're back in the library. We're reading up again. We do need to get 50 intelligence in order to build this baseball bat, but we will be able to build the baseball bat and get it to Smarty. So right here I decide that I'm gonna just use my drink and just read as much as possible before I have to go to this roll call. I'm trying to get at least to 55, I think, but I do need to leave for roll call at some point. I am cutting it really close here. This could have completely screwed me over if I didn't do this right and get to where I needed to go. I think I am trying to get to 60, that's right. So once we get to 60, then I should be able to craft everything except for the final item, which is the whip. So I just want to keep it at 60, cutting it real close, like I said. But we're gonna just make it to roll call. And we're gonna not have any contraband on us when we go into the exercise room, which is kind of that's one thing that was really messing with me, was that those doors. I just kind of got in the habit of not even bothering to go through them, but in that case it saved us some time. So I'm just going back to checking some desks. We're gonna get the next item in the next desk, which is for the mission, and there's some tin foil there. You can use the tin foil and the duct tapes to craft some contraband pouches that you can use to then kind of circumvent those detectors. Or alternatively, as I discovered recently, that you could also just turn off the generator. So if you have the red key, just go into the generator room and turn off the generator, and you can kind of go and do whatever you want. But then again, if you have the red key, you could probably go and do whatever you want anyway, but now you can kind of do more of whatever you want. If you ever need to go into the guard room, then you want to hit the generator and then go through the door. I wish I knew that in my original one. I spent time, I think, crafting a contraband pouch before I even went in there to get something. So now we're going to find the last duct tape. We do have 2 of the items needed for the mission here. I almost went downstairs. Sometimes it's really weird to see where the missions are, like if it's overlaying something else, like your little home desk there. If it's overlaying something else, it kind of looks like it's in the same one, and that's really confusing. So anyway, I'm gonna eat that little thing. I'm gonna come back here and just put my duct tape in this desk. I believe actually I am gonna craft the pliers while I'm at it, and then we're gonna go up and we're gonna deliver this item to Smarty and get him to give us the next mission. So we got one item that we definitely need. The other item that we're going to need is going to be a guard outfit. You don't necessarily need that, but it does make things a little easier just because you're doing this at night outside. If a guard happens to see you, then, and you have 0 heat, they won't immediately tell that it's you. So right here, I'm trying to find Smarty. There he is. Let's give him his stuff and take the next mission. You do have to be very careful to not decline the missions. It was a good thing I did not decline the mission or do anything like that in my first run, because I would have been completely screwed, as declining the mission makes it not respawn again. I did do that the one time on one run by mistake, and it did not respawn, and it was really upsetting because I was quite close to what I needed to do. So right here, I'm just going to beat up Sam. I'm going to take his paint cans. But I had to actually beat up Eden. I swear that I thought I was beating up the guy I was beating up before, but whatever. He got beat up. I got my mission. We're gonna go back over and we're going to try to find Smarty again. Smarty likes to hang out in certain spots, so you could usually find him in the showers, in the bathrooms, or in the food rooms. I'm sorry. But here I find him. I guess he was going to his room, maybe, or going to take a nap. Usually he just kind of hangs out in the showers after shower time and just is in there all the time. But fortunately, because I named him Smarty, I'm able to find him super quick, and he's got his neat little cowboy hat. So now we got to get a book from Officer Whitcomb, who Officer Whitcomb is in the opposite building from where I am. So we're going to have to make our way all the way down and beat up Officer Whitcomb. I was thinking I was going to go down and go and read, but then I was like, nah, he's right here. Let's just do this. So I'm going to beat up Officer Whitcomb. I'm going to get him his book, and he's going to get smartier. So using a bit of duck and weave, I'm going to take his drink. He did not have a book because that wasn't Officer Whitcomb. Again, I didn't read his name. And this is an issue I have with the game. Sometimes it's hard to read the names when you're trying to, do certain things and that dialogue box pops up. Right here I was a little confused. I was like, why are there two books? So I just took both of them because I wasn't sure. I believe one of them was from a different mission. So I just took both of them just to be 100% sure that I have the correct book. And right here, sometimes you can make it across that gap if you do that just right, but other times not. It's okay because we're just gonna come right here, and then I'm gonna go back up and give the book to Smarty, and he's gonna give me another mission. And the very final mission that you're gonna do for him, you're gonna have to build a whip, and he's gonna give you a rock hammer, which you can use to bust open this little vent thing by the, you guys can see it on the right side of the screen there. It's like a little vent that you gotta bust open to get into the sewers. So now we gotta knock out Officer Foster. Fortunately, it is dinner time, so he should be easy to find. He ends up being that one right there. And I'm trying to beat him up and not let the other guy beat him up first, but he ends up beating him up first anyway. It was very unfortunate. It just kind of made me spend a little bit more time. But at the end of the run, we do end up with a good amount of time. So since I'm in the med bay, I'm just going to take swings at him until he goes down, because I can just keep refreshing my thing here like this, as you can see. There we go. There we go. And we're going to take his outfit because I need his outfit for something. But I am not going to make it to that door. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose my guard outfit. But I'm going to try and get another one back from one of these guys here. It's not going to really work out. I'm not quite sure why I wasted time doing this. I should have just kept doing the mission. Just because, I think the reason was because I figured I was right by the med bay, so they would just keep coming to get me. And, I wouldn't have to worry about it too much, like having them come across the entire map to come get me. So here I'm gonna go up and around, and we gotta find this guy that we were beating up, Officer Carthew, and we're gonna take his outfit. Barely managed to make it through that door, and we're gonna beat him up. We're gonna take his outfit, and we're gonna stash it in our desk. So we're gonna have the cutters and the guard outfit stashed in our desk, and now all we gotta do is finish these missions. And we won't be able to make it to the library to finish reading, but we will get knocked out, and then we're going to make our way over to the library. Before we go over there, though, I wanna refresh my entire stamina, because I'm planning to use the energy drink to refresh my stamina for my escape. Although I end up kind of sort of not even needing it, but we're gonna go back to Smarty, and he's gonna give us the final mission that we need: get the whip, get the razor blade, get the roll of duct tape. So we're gonna go down. Before we can do anything, we gotta get 70 intelligence. like I said before, 70 intelligence is what you need to do this last mission. But then once we do this, we are pretty much in the clear. And then you can screw up afterwards. I have gotten to this point and then screwed up, and it's not fun. So like I said, this took many, many tries, but it paid off because it's a #1 on leaderboards, and you guys will see that. So just gonna keep reading, reading some Harry Potter, I guess. We got our 70 intelligence. We're gonna refresh our stamina. We're good on stamina. Now we got to go around and get all these items. We have to do it before 2300 because at 2300 is roll call, and we need to be at roll call and then out of roll call like right when roll call starts. So we want to get the items really quick out of these desks. We want to not get caught. I did do this one time where I got caught. I did try to use the whip to defend myself, but it didn't quite work out. So like I said before, you want to make sure that the guards do not see you. You want to wait for them to do whatever they're going to do. We're going to get the last item in here. We're going to be cutting this really short, but we're going to just barely do it. I almost crafted that item, and that would have been really bad to do that. But fortunately, I did not. That would have been really, really frustrating to do all that and then just miss it by that little bit. So I'm trying to find Smarty. There he is with his little hat, and I end up talking to Ian. So now we got our rock hammer. So we got to be in and out. I was kind of nervous that that guard looked at me funny and was chasing me down. So I was really hoping he did not continue to chase me down, because that would be really frustrating. That he would knock me out and just leave me, and I would lose, and I would lose all my stuff, and I'd be sitting there like, why? Right here, I believe I get really lucky. Yeah, he just kind of walks away. I was really, you could not believe how much I was just breathing a sigh of relief right there. So right there, I come up just to put the X on the exact spot that I need to dig, so that way I know where it is, so I can check. Because you want to wait until after lights out, which is 100 hours to even chip this. And there is a spotlight that comes through here. Now, the guy that had the #1 on the leaderboard before me, I beat his time by about 5 seconds. And I took a picture and put it up on my Xbox, and he sent me a message, and he's like, 5 seconds, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's not easy. And you can see here, it was definitely not easy. This was, I'm telling you guys, this was really hard. And I think I know the exact point where I beat him in that 5 seconds, and it's going to be coming up here. So with the spotlight here that comes by, this spotlight's going to come by, and it is going to kind of come from the left. So if you stand to the right here, and right after lights out, you can chip through that and go down in there. Because as long as the spotlight doesn't see you, you're fine. Because it will not see that hole. So as long as it's not seeing you, you're good. So we're going to go down the hole. We're going to use the cutters. Now we have the light cutters, which can cut exactly 2 fences. And we're going to use them to cut this fence, and then this last fence all the way up here on the left. And we're gonna escape in one day in a world record escape, guys. It is pretty nice feeling to have this #1 on the leaderboard. Thank you. But I do expect it at some point to get beaten. That's just, records are made to be beaten. That whole saying and everything. So anyway, we got our rock hammer. We got our scissors. We're gonna go down, and all you gotta do, you don't gotta chip anything else. And you just come up out of the sewers over here, which is like, why wouldn't they have plugged up that hole? But I guess whatever. And why would you take off your uniform? Because it's probably really cold. But again, whatever. And this guy and his little puppy are kind of like, wait a second. What the? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The sewers are scaring the dogs again. So I guess I scared the dogs. I scared the dogs. That's what happened. So right there, you're going to see, oh man, all those tiles destroyed. I got an A. I got a world record. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you enjoy my content and you want to see more of me play, be sure to subscribe to my channel. and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.